Hi, everybody. This is Kathy L. Murphy, and I'm reporting from my little cabin in the woods called Murphy's Law. And I'm here this morning with author, artist, creator, publisher, and editor in chief of our Reading Nation magazine. Our July issue came out today, and I think Mandy has done a fantabulous job on the magazine. So we wanted to do a live Zoom so we could talk about it and share with you this incredible July issue. Mandy, tell us all about it.
Hey, let's show everybody about it. How's that?
That's perfect.
Pull it up, and I love this cover so much. I have to tell you.
Keep talking. I'm letting my cat in.
Just Pamela. Book it's just a beautiful book on its own. So it was so much fun to make this cover. And one of the really cool things about doing this magazine is finding out about our authors, like Pamela. She is, y'all know how much I love James Lee. If you know me, you know how much I love James Lee Burke. I even wrote, I worked a James Lee Burke novel into one of my short stories because I love him so much. Pamela is cousins with James Lee Burke. I just thought that was just so cool. So incredible. It's just amazing. All the fun stuff I find out when I'm pulling stuff to add to the magazine is a lot of fun. This is an example of what an interior cover page is like. So you'll have like one page is for the book, and then for your website, your bio. This is a little different because it's novel women, so there's 5 bios there, but I was able to work it in. I thought it worked out pretty good. You could click on everybody's websites and go into where to purchase the book and find out more about it. And you know what? We did this, Kathy, last month, and Eileen Sanchez was the only one that played. So we got to send her. We got to send her a prize. Little scavenger hunt. So look for this little crown somewhere in the magazine, and you will be in the drawing for some books and some fun stuff from me, Kathy.
That's right.
Let's see.
I just run through it real quick. It's beautiful.
There you are, Kathy. So every month because we have so many of our authors are also artists. So I thought this would be a lot of fun to kind of let people know what other stuff our authors do besides write. And this is a lot of fun. I'd ask, send in your local bookstore or library to be featured, and Susan Wingate sent in both. So that was kind of fun. And this, it's so much fun. So Brenda Sutton Rose, I met her a couple years ago on Facebook. We've never met in person, but I feel like she's a really good friend of mine. She's the sweetest thing. She's a great author. Her book is actually, she purchased a page for a book, and I had been looking at the beautiful pictures of her garden for a couple years now on Facebook, and I asked if we could feature it. And she said, oh, sure. And I said, well, you want to do a little write-up about it? I'm so glad I asked her. Instead of just pulling the pictures and writing up something myself, she wrote the story. That's the story behind her garden. It's Richard, her husband, is actually the one that takes care of this beautiful garden. And the story is beautiful. And then we got our pros and pandemic gals. Every month I want to feature some of our, online book clubs that, so it might not just be Pulpwood Queen authors that they have on their show, but they're Pulpwood Queen authors themselves. And they do support Pulpwood Queen authors. And it's all like you've said 100 times, Kathy, the more the merrier, it's just a great community. So they were the ones featured today. or this month. And then I'm always going to pull out because everybody needs to read. Every Pulpwood Queen, everybody, but especially Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys need to read this. And it tells who you are and how this all came about. So that's fun. I was surprised when I did the first one, but I thought this would just be a good place to put that. We can put a little excerpt from that on every one.
Well, I appreciate it. And honestly, if you want to know why I do what I do, you need to read the book. It's the first book you're to read when you join the book club. So
yeah. And then we'll always have our calendar of events of what we have coming up for the authors, all the stuff that you set up for them, like the Breathless Bubbles and Books, who's on for what week. And then when they have their online, when they're going to be the author for the online book club. And then we started doing the writer workshops. We've got Carolyn Haynes coming on the 10th, which is going to be great. She's going to talk about different genres. And if anybody can talk about different genres, it's Carolyn Haynes, because she writes and all. I love her. I'm going to actually, I don't know if I've asked her or not, but I'm going to make her say yes. I'm going to interview her, do a feature on her. She lives on that farm, y'all. She's a hardworking woman. Plus, how many novels has she written, Kathy?
well over 30. And I was thinking about it today. She's probably one of my, I go far back with Carolyn Haynes because back when I was a lowly bookseller, I was pushing her books Touched, and I just love everything that she writes. She's a Harper Lee recipient. She is a grand, wonderful writer and an animal activist. She saves and rescues animals. I just love her dearly. So check it out.
Yeah, so I thought that would be, she needs to, this month we have, because we really need to congratulate our timber guy, Vince Bonato.
Oh, this is really an amazing story, you all, because Vince Bonato has just cut a deal with Judy Garland's daughters on coming out with a fragrance in honor of the 100th anniversary of her, wonderful life. And it's going, what I love about this fragrance, because I wear men's happy because I like men's fragrances. It's going to be a unisex fragrance, and I will be one of the first to get a bottle. I can't wait to get Judy.
Yeah, and it's so, he is he's so funny. I didn't know anything about Vince until Girlfriends Weekend. I met him at Girlfriends Weekend, this last one, or the first online Girlfriends Weekend. And he was so much fun and so interesting. And his book, it's funny because I hadn't read it. I mean, it sounded really interesting, but I was like, maybe not my thing until you know what it's about. And it's like, it is so much, he's such an interesting guy. And he's so humble. When I asked him if we could interview him, he's got a documentary coming out.
It's going to be showing at a Girlfriend Weekend this year. So another reason to sign up for our Girlfriend Weekend. It's going to be amazing. And he's developed more lines for more celebrities and corporations and different people. In fact, he's helping me. We're going to be looking into coming out with our own Pulpwood Queen pink lipstick. So I'm really excited about that.
And I have to tell you, one of the things that I just love about, there's so many, he's so interesting. And the day that we set up our Zoom to interview him, I was a little scattered, and he's just the most humble guy. I forgot that I was actually interviewing him. And we talked about his book, and we talked about it. There's so much to him, so much to this guy. But one of the things that I loved out of all of the stuff, when you read his bio and all the celebrities he works with and has done stuff for, and his line, product line, how it's really taken off. But he is so excited about being a timber guy. He's so excited about being in this group. And I'm like, we are such a cool group of mix of people. So I'm going to try to feature different authors every month that just show just what a different, like a mix of people that we are. It's amazing. Like Carolyn and all the animals that she saves, and
very diverse. We're very global, and we pick all genres. There's something for everybody in our book club, and we are trying to take our book club and even further around the world. I'm making friends in different countries, and everybody's excited. And now with our book club convention being online and virtual, literally anybody from anywhere in the world can sign up and be able to attend. And if they can't watch all of the broadcast, they'll be able to watch it on my Kathy L. Murphy YouTube channel. It's really important that you guys subscribe and that you click the bell icon so you can get notifications of when our videos go up, because we'll be putting this on the Kathy L. Murphy channel. And so if you want to know more about the inside story of the magazine, Mandy and I'll be doing this periodically.
Yeah, and I still have pages if you're interested. When I started it, you know, I had no idea. We were just, Kathy and I were talking about different ways to promote. Like we were really brainstorming, like, what can we do? And Kathy has some great ideas like coming up, like with Zooms and virtual things with authors. But I am not so much, as you can tell, I'm not so much a Zoom person. It's kind of hard for me to sit still like this. But anyway, we came up with the idea for a magazine, and $10 a page, y'all. It's so cheap. I really wanted to be able to give the authors a place to, you know, promote yourselves, because it's hard, and just to share each other. And this is such a good way. Like, so many authors that aren't even featured in this month's magazine are already sharing. Like, I just love that. It feels really good. But they're $10 through the end of the year. Oh, and it's so cheap because, you know, I wasn't even sure what a high following I could get. But after that first month, people just went nuts. I went on and I purchased the package through Issue to get it on like a big online magazine distributor thing. We had, and I wish I had got numbers. I had just had them pulled up, but gosh, in this last month alone,
you send them to me. The numbers are really going up, and this magazine is virtually going around the world. And I want to explain something to everybody. If you don't understand this Reading Nation magazine, we decided that we make it free because we want to get our authors' books out there in the hands of good readers around the world. It's free. So we do charge to advertise to get the covers, which sold out like the first hours. But right now the pages are only $10. And all that money is, because of me, is going to Mandy, because Mandy has been working as a volunteer for me since Girlfriend Weekend, when she volunteered to do that. And you guys, that $10 a page is so reasonable for her working on this 24/7. She was up till like 2:00 last night working on things, you know. And it's really important that if you email Mandy about the magazine, you send it to the Reading Nation magazine email.
And put in the subject line, if y'all don't mind, like if it's for a July ad or for an August ad, because I get so many, I get so many emails of people just telling me they love it, that they look through it, and which I love getting those. They're really nice, but I get those, and then I get questions, and I get people wanting orders, and there's so many. I was not prepared for that many emails. So if you want to take out an ad, or if you're asking about an ad that you've taken out for a future issue, put that in the subject line so I can put it in the correct spot and it doesn't get lost. But if I do mess up, if I forget, like in this issue, for Ruthie, I had bought a spread and it slipped through the cracks, but with Issue, purchasing that package, I can correct it. I can make changes, and it goes automatically into the thing. So if you notice something, please be kind and patient with me and let me know that I made a mistake or left you out, and I can take care of it.
The one thing I want to say is too, we are almost making this up as we go, because the authors have all come to us during COVID and saying, how can you help us get the word out? So we are working 24/7. Mandy Haynes, Robert Waltney, and I, and my webmaster, Paul Roberson, on how we can help create online content for our authors and our book club members. So we need you, if you have let your membership lack, if you're no longer a member, it's time to resubscribe, because it looks like, our girlfriend weekend is going to be the biggest one we've ever done online. And also we need your support, and we need to know, we would love, email me anything that you would like to see. We take all these suggestions. And as far as Mandy, I just want to say, Mandy is an author, just like a lot of our members. She's written 2 books. She's working on her next one. And this is what she does. This is her livelihood. So support her books, and realize that she also is a journalist that works for a magazine in Florida. She has many, many things going on. She's juggling lots of balls. So please don't question the $10 price of the ad, because I want her to get paid.
That you're paying me $10. It's like, that's $10 to advertise. It's $10 to advertise, and I'm building up the list. We had, so the total last month for the magazines that we have out so far, we had 3,534 looks.
It's amazing.
So it's, I mean, and you don't feel guilty if you don't want to do it. You don't, but it's like, it's advertising for your book.
But we also know how expensive advertising is, and we've done some research on it. So we looked at other places that authors could advertise, and honest to God, the least expensive was what? We went to like 7 different resources of places where people advertise. And what's the lowest amount you can pay for an ad in a magazine?
Well, the lowest, and it's for a tiny little slot on a page with a bunch of others, is like $250, and then for even like a quarter page, it's $500. And the thing with $10, I know that's so stupidly low. I mean, it is ridiculous. And I thought a lot of people might think $10, or it's not going to be very good for 10. Well, take a look in the magazine.
That's right.
It's $10 because I wanted to make sure and build up I wanted to get a good audience for people that advertise in it before I raise it up. And even I will have to raise it up for next year. I've had a lot of people already want to order pages for 2022. And I'm going to have to go up, because $10 is, I'm not, I'm shot myself in the foot, but I don't have any regrets. I think it's great. And it just feels so good to see people sharing and building this community. And just let you know, when I do go up, it's still going to be it's going to be way cheaper than other places you can go, because this magazine, like, this isn't my business. It's just one of the things I do. It's mainly to promote and support Pulpwood Queen and Timber Guy authors, to help Kathy, because, her hands are kind of tied on what all she can do, because she's already doing so much, like to do extra. So this is just another way to help her do it. And it's, I don't know, it's just, hopefully it'll just keep building and building and building and building, and everybody can, it's just, I get chill bumps. I've gotten some really sweet messages already, and people sharing the link, and they're not even authors that are in this magazine this month. I just think that's a beautiful thing.
Well, and I tell people, I've been doing this for now going on 21 years, pretty much promoting authors year round. Once you're a Pulpwood Queen author, I promote you forever. And I've been doing this for free. But even when my last book came out, looking into publicists, I couldn't find anybody less than $10,000 a month to help promote, and I can't afford that either. I'm in the same boat as you all. I'm an author too. And I have the 2 books. I have, the Pulpwood Queen's Tiara Wearing Book Sharing Guide to Life, and I've got the same book, but I've got another book. I got the old cover. I've got the Pulpwood Queen Celebrates 20 Years, Y'all, this came out during COVID, and we have literally hardly sold any copies. And I have almost 70 authors in here with some of the best people in the country writing the um, intros and afterwards, like Jonathan Hope from the Pat Conroy Center. We have New York Times bestselling authors like Lisa Wingate and Paula McLean and Jamie Ford, all these wonderful people promoting our book. So if you haven't read The Pulpwood Queen Celebrates 20 Years, you need to, and we're working on another anthology. Let's talk about that, Mandy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and before we stop talking about your books, a little, this is exciting. So we're giving it a little makeover.
We're coming out with a 4th edition, and it's going to have a new cover that Mandy is doing, and she's editing the book, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We feel like the Pulpwood Queens have kind of grown up, and it's time to maybe the hot pink is fun and exciting, but it's not. It doesn't really give the entire picture of our membership, because we have as many guys now joining our book club as we do women. So our new cover is going to be one that's going to be more inviting for all peoples and all cultures and all genders. So I'm excited about what Mandy is creating. She has so many skills, you all. I cannot tell you. She's working on River Jordan's new cover book. Oh, beautiful cover. And you can talk a little bit about that, Mandy, and our new project.
Okay, we'll talk about the call for submissions for work in process. So I just got an email right before we went on Zoom from another author who's got an excerpt. It's called Gag Me. I cannot wait to read it. That she wanted to know what she needed to do to send in. And I know it's crazy because we've got so many things going on. Instructions are in the magazine. So if you look in the magazine and look for the call for submissions, all the directions are in there, but I'll tell you here. I don't mind telling you again. Work in progress. It does not have to be a current thing you're working on right now, even though I know that's what work in progress really means, but it could be something, any manuscript that you have that you put a lot of time and love into and just hadn't put it anywhere. It can be from stuff that you published previously, and your readers would love to, like maybe there's a chapter that you had to change or a character that you had to pull out or something like that. Just get, think outside the box, just get fun and creative with it. Kathy Ramsberger sent a story that she wrote, I can't remember now, but it was a long time ago, years ago. And she had sent it to some places and it just wasn't a fit for those places. She pulled it out for this. And it is really good. So just like that can be anything that our authors are working on, that's up to you. There's really no rules. Only it could be as short as 200 words, which is super short, but if that's what you want to do, or up to 4,000 words. As long as it reads like
the wonderful thing about the book is it's going to keep, if you don't have a book coming out, it's going to keep you as an author out in the world where people are going to remember you, because out of sight, out of mind in today's age, when you have thousands and thousands of books coming out a day, you have to do multiple posts on social media. And so we're dreaming up things every day on how to get our authors seen. And by us all working together and joining with bloggers everywhere, we are joining forces so that we can get you all out there in a really big way.
Yeah, so think of ourselves as publicists for the Pulpwood Queens and Timber Guys. Because that's, this anthology will be a fun way to do it. The magazine is a fun way to do it. All the online Zoom things that Kathy schedules and does. I mean, all this stuff is just so much fun. And a lot of authors don't take advantage of it. It's like
book club members there. We need you back. We need you joining. Every Tuesday night we have our online book club meeting. Every Saturday night, Robert Waltney and I dress up to do our book and film club. We just did a long, hot summer with Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman. We taped it early. It's gonna air on Saturday night, and then next week is Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. We encourage people to dress up as characters. Ruthie Landis has been joining us, and her costumes, with all of her theater background, I don't know if you saw all of her commercial work that I recently shared.
Yes.
Facebook pages. She's adorable, adorable. In fact, I want to feature her on the book and film club because she has so many great stories. Her father was on Broadway. They met so many amazing people, and she even sent me a photo with her and Betty Davis, who's one of my favorites. So y'all join us. It's a hoot to watch, and all these shows get put up on my Kathy L. Murphy channel. And besides the newsletter, besides the Reading Nation magazine and all of our online programs, which are all up on our calendar of events, we are starting this fall our own show, our Kathy L. Murphy show, where we're going to showcase storytelling through the arts, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're a poet, an author, whether you're maybe you're an artist. We want to showcase anybody who's telling stories through the arts. So we're very excited about it, and we'll be featuring all of our authors. So another way that we can get our authors out to our readers, because the one thing that makes the Pulpwood Queens International book club and Timber Guys different from any other book club is we are making author connections. And that's really how you get the full story and the story behind the story. So join us every day on Breathless Bubbles and Books, where we partner with a winery that's packaging our award-winning wine with our book of the month. They're creating recipes that have been shared in the magazine, and we are thrilled about having that daily blog. And then I'm blogging on the pulpwoodqueens.com site, and we hope to be bringing even more exciting things to you as they happen. So Mandy, tell us some more about the magazine and some of the other features.
Well, we have the fun.
The pet
do
stories,
what?
the pet stories.
If our pets could talk. Well, that started with, and Robert Waltney really set the bar high. If you haven't, I think it's in May's issue, Templeton's. I think everybody should read that. It is hilarious. And then Renee Winchester was last month, her one of her hens, hilarious. And this month is Patricia Sands. I think it's her grand dog, little Georgia Peach. So stinking cute. So I got, who was it? Just sent another. I've got a couple of those in my folder, but I need more because we're going to, through the end of the year, and then come when it gets closer to 2022, when I figure out, because I don't want to overcharge, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot again. So I'm waiting until it gets a little bit further, see how much time I'm spending, as I'm getting better at it and stuff before I set the prices. So, but when we figure out the prices and stuff, we'll look at everything and get some feedback from authors on what they really like, what they'd like to see added. Because I want y'all to feel like that this is a part of, it's yours. Even, it's like, I don't know. This is just such a good community. I mean, there's nothing really like the Pulpwood Queens and Timber when it comes to author support, and gosh, how much. And then our readers, I'm really,
we want to showcase
really hoping that it gets out to our readers. And one good thing about this magazine too is you don't have to be a member to read it. No. Any book lover, any reader. We are taking it outside that just to show who our authors are and books. And they can click on the links to find out about you. They can click on those links to buy your books. They don't have to be a Pulpwood member to enjoy the magazine. But we really want to use it to feature our book club members, our readers too, and because it's a cool community. There's nothing else like it. There's not another place like that out there.
And if you're an artist or if you're a musician or if you do anything in the arts besides being an author, we're interested in sharing those stories too, because there's so many people that are so multi-talented. They do so many different things. Like Vince Spinato wrote a book. He's got a documentary. He's got beauty lines galore. He's, usually if you're good in one thing in the arts, you're good in many things in the arts. And I'm always fascinated about how many of my author friends are also artists. So please let us know what you're doing, and especially about literacy endeavors. Karen Reed, Lewis Reed just went to Guatemala, as she does this every year because she supports students in pays for their education and goes down there and takes them school supplies and books. We want to know about these stories so we can show people what. I challenge every member in every Pulpwood Queen chapter to take on a literacy endeavor. And many of them do amazing things, but they never tell me about it. So this is an opportunity for us to share what you're doing, and hopefully it'll inspire all of us, because, I'm just a mom from Texas who wanted to be in a book club, and the local book club didn't want me to be in it. They just said I could be a guest. And I thought, if I'm going to be in a book club that I want to be in, I'll create it. And we're inclusive. We want everybody in our book club, regardless. We do have a membership, but that's only to help us pay for what we're mailing out to you and the time it takes involved to do that. And I think it's relatively, a couple bucks a month. So, and then our author memberships, we're doing so much to get your books out there and seen in the social media on all LinkedIn and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook. We're putting you everywhere. And I think if you look around and check out what it costs to hire a publicist, we're doing this on a grand scale because it's more than a job to us. It is our business, it is our livelihoods, but this is something we feel very passionate about, right, Mandy?
Yeah. And the cool thing, like all the stuff that we do, it's like the magazine. When I started it, I was just so excited. It's a benefit of being a Pulpwood Queen Timber Guy author, and that's why I'll never go crazy on the ads. I mean, it's a benefit of being part of the group. When you join and you're a member, I mean, it's there.
There's the thing that people go, the magazine's free, but our time is not free. Our time is limited. So we have to charge something, people. This is our business. I'm stuck at home. I've been social distancing for 2 years, had a lot of health issues, and it's actually got me through a lot of my health issues because it's given me, I am more determined now than I've ever been in all my Pulpwood Queen life to promote all my authors and get your books in the hands of all these great readers who've become my members aren't just a business relationship. These are people that I adore. And so and some of y'all have been with me almost since the very beginning. And so it's important that we keep those that have been with us from the start and watch how we've evolved. But it's also important to bring in new young people. We're not going to be around here forever. I'm so thankful I have Mandy on board because, I could be like her baby mama, but older sister, whatever, but she's got a lot of energy at her age. And, I'll be 65 this summer, but I'm telling you, this is what is keeping me young. It's when you put yourself in service to others, when you really realize that it's not what you expect in return, but in order to do this, we do have to pay the bills. So
well, it's fun about that, like the new anthology, it's like, because I always love that, but then I'm like, gosh, you gotta, the money for an editor and the money for their book design, cover designer stuff. And then it's like, once Kathy and we were talking about, it's like, I'm volunteering my time for that. To do that.
I mean, and
I was like, we don't have to. And then that way, y'all, we can get something out here. Yeah. So it's like, so that is like my, I just love Kathy so much. And like she said, this is her business and she's been doing it for so long. I feel like, it's weird saying it's my business. Like that, I do freelance stuff. I do like typeset and stuff like that. That's one of my jobs. So this magazine, that's sort of like, that's part of my job. And that's when the money, when you'll get a receipt from Three Dogs Right Press. And I've had a couple of people confused about that. When Kathy and I started talking about this, I was like, well, I'll share the money from the ads, which $10 a page, it really wasn't that much after I purchased the stuff, but whatever. So I was like telling Kathy, I'll give her some money for that. And she said, this is a way for you to get paid for all the time that you spend on the other stuff that you do.
It's for you to know that Paul is now advertising and doing things in the newsletter, and that he keeps that money because Paul's been working for me for 8-9 years and volunteer. But we're at the point in our lives and that we have to have income. We're very handicapped on getting out, and it doesn't look like we're going to be getting out anytime again real soon. So we have to do what we have to do to survive, because if you all don't support and join, then it's going to go away. So it's a choice. I know, and every dime we spend, we have to put a lot of thought in. But do you want this to go away, or do you want it to thrive and grow? So we're asking for your support.
And we're working hard to think of new ways too, to just keep making it, where you feel like it's worth that $30 or $50 if you're an author, which for an author, we do have I think $50 is really good. I mean, just to get into the community. And
I don't know anywhere. I mean, you can go to Starbucks and spend $10 on a cup of coffee. Wouldn't you rather spend it on having your story of your book go around the world? I mean, I just, think about what you can actually get for $10, and then think about the benefits of where all you're going to be. I've shared it on Pinterest, LinkedIn, all the social medias today. Mandy's been sharing it. We're emailing it out. We're going to get it in the newsletter. We're doing everything we possibly can to connect our authors and our readers together. We're everybody's book club. But I think a lot of times people think, oh, well, my book club's not meeting, I don't need to join. But now it's even more important than ever, because when we do start meeting again, I hope everything will be still in place. So
when we do start meeting again, we're going to have a heck of a dang blowout. I've already told Kathy, because I've never made it to a girlfriend's weekend, y'all. I still feel like I'm kind of new. Like I joined right before the 20th year anniversary, and I had bought this house. I was broke, y'all. I was rolling pennies for gas money, so I couldn't make it to that one. And then, everything hit. So I've not been to one now, and all I hear, all the book club members, the readers, like they just love it. And I've seen so many great videos, like on the YouTubes of all how much fun they have. And so I told Kathy, I cannot wait. We're gonna, y'all, this is as authors, and this is because I'm an author, and this is what makes me so excited. When we have the next in-person event, like Kathy, the fun things she's been doing for years. She said, she's younger and has so much energy. Y'all, I get crazy. I'm crazy. We are gonna have so much dang fun. We're gonna make those readers feel like, I can't wait. And all of our authors, I can't wait, because I know everybody's ready. I know everybody's itching to get out there because it's been nuts and crazy. And people are a little upset about that we're not doing it in 2022, but to do what we want to do and all the planning that goes behind it, Kathy couldn't do it. There was no way she couldn't book there's no way she could have pulled it together. So just bear with us, because in 2023, is that right? 2023?
I'm hoping, because 2022, y'all, the convention centers are only saying that you can have 50 people. Well, we're already planning on having over 100 authors. And I'm not talking about, those of us who help put the event together. So we've got to be able to keep everybody safe, keep everybody, we don't want to have anybody get sick from being together. And I am very much a person about the safety of others. I've lost too many friends to COVID, too many family book club members have lost family friends. And I just lost another friend this past week. It's just been devastating.
It's not over yet.
And it's
not over yet. And
yeah.
Two, I know that some members, it's even if the convention centers were allowing bigger groups, it's been a hard year, and a lot of people, their money is tight because so just trust us. We're going to make it. We're going to make up for not having not having an in-person event.
And this year. If you have a book club with all your members, have their membership has to be current and up to date, you can sign up your entire book club for $4.99 to attend Girlfriend Weekend. You can all watch it as a group, and you'll be able to have access. Next year, the access to the panels will only be available to those who come to the event. And if you just sign up as an individual right now, it's $2.99. So, if you got 3 people, you're going to save money by buying the $4.99 package. And it's important that you do that because it still costs a lot to do these events. And if I get so many people, I have to pay for the bigger charge for the conference for the Zoom. And it's not cheap to do that. So you guys, there are a lot of costs involved. And
a lot of time involved.
And I know how to do it now. Mandy and I both did it last year, and we know how we can do it this year and make it even better. And we have more bloggers on board for this year. We have more authors on board, more celebrities, more international authors. And I don't know anywhere in the country where you can go, like the Texas Book Festival is free. But the 4 authors that I wanted to see were $250 a piece to go
a piece.
So that's $1,000 to hear the ones that I wanted to hear. So, they may be free, but the big keynote speakers, they charge everybody. You get to hear all the big keynote speakers, and you
get to participate. We'll have our after hours, our fun things that we did last year. It's like you will be able to participate. You'll be able to, even though it's not face to face, but it's not face to face. As close as you can get right now, and with the authors and the readers and everybody, hanging out after hours. It's so much fun.
Parties of
so much fun,
and we're going to have celebrities and filmmakers. And I just met a new filmmaker here in Texas who's an award-making documentary filmmaker. And he said, "Hey, when was that documentary done on you?" And I go, "Quite a long time ago." And he goes, "You ready to do a new one?" And I said, "Seriously?" And he said, he came to my gallery show and he said, "I would love to do a documentary on just you and what you're doing and your mission on promoting literacy." So we might have something to show at this 2022 Girlfriend Weekend. So you just never know. And the phone is always open. I never know who I'm going to hear from. I'm going to be getting a lot of people. The Dolly Parton Imagination is on board this year. Of course, the Pat Conroy Literary Center and Prose and Pandemic, Blue Sky Chat, Lone Star Literary Magazine. What's some more that are coming on board? Sue's Reading Neighborhood. We're going to have a lot more bloggers this year. Hopefully we'll have even more. I know that Adriana Trigiani wants back on board and working on some keynotes too. So you guys, this is a lot of information, but the more you participate in what we do, the more you're going to know. And the more you go to our website and check out our calendar of events, which I update I update it with everything that is happening coming up, and I've got a lot of things coming up. And so, Mandy, you've done an outstanding job. Do we want to show a few more pages before we go? Because you've
Oh, I
got,
posted down.
oh, you took it down. Well, you're just going to have to go to readingnationmagazine.com, read all about it. It's all over social media. And if one thing you could do for me is thank Mandy, because honest to God, when I lost Tawana and, I had so much health issues, I thought this is going to be over. But she came forward and came into my life. I feel like God brought her to me to help keep this thing going. And I would like to see this go generation after generation after generation. So invite some young people, get your daughters, get your sons, um, tell your book clubs that you visit, you need to join the Pulpwood Queens and come to our convention. Get your fan bases authors to share this magazine and read it, because I've read, I'm halfway through it cover to cover, and I learn something every month. And I can tell you for a fact that I always thought I got to know the authors better from going to Girlfriend Weekend, but I have gotten to know the authors on like best friend basis now. Like Ruthie Landis, I love her so much. She comes to every book and film club and book club. I found that I have found out more about the authors through the Zoom meetings than I even did at Girlfriend Weekend. So if you have not attended one, Mandy and I are here to help you. It's not hard. Believe me, if I can do it, it's not hard. Right? I see that little doggy in the background going.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go because this is what. So look how beautiful Kathy is. She's always this beautiful. And then this morning I said, "Oh, Kathy, I won't be able to Zoom. I look awful." Blah blah blah. He said, "Oh, come on, put on your tiara and put on a kimono." Which she gave me a beautiful kimono, but I can't find it, Kathy. I don't know where I put it. I don't know. I can't find it. But I have stuff all like stacked up everywhere. But anyway, I've got 3 dogs. I got one that's digging out under the fence. So this, I put on a baseball cap. I did put my tiara on top of it. This is the best I can do. But now they're fussing to get out.
Well, my hair's up too. I just slapped on a tiara and threw on some lipstick. So
well, look how good you're beautiful. It's like I've got an event this afternoon that I have to get ready for. It's the author of it's about Rosenwald schools. It's this guy, and he's taken all these wonderful pictures, and he's traveled all over the states that have Rosenwald schools, and it's They Wanted Better for Their Children, I think is the title. But he's going to be at Story and Song today at 3. But anyway, I thought if I take a shower now, I'm going to be on my hands and knees digging Pearl out from under the fence. I could not do it twice.
Welcome to real life. She's got dogs, I've got cats. In fact, I have a new sign. I don't know if you can see it back here, but Heidi gave me, it's called Crazy Cat Lady. And I rescue, and I've had dogs. In fact, here's one of them. Oh, there's Rush over to the side of me trying to get comfortable. But I've got them all around me, and you've got your little pups. But we love animals, and
my little sister gave me a necklace that says Crazy Dog Lady.
There we go. So cat and dog, but I've had everything else too. So you all have a wonderful reading life. Remember, we are all about the story, not just our author stories, but sharing our stories too, because we're a community, we're a tribe of readers. So join us today at www.thepulpwoodqueens.com. Check out Reading Nation magazine. I think if you'll just invest a little bit of time in coming to a Zoom meeting, reading the magazine, seeing what we'll do, you're going to see that we are so passionate about what we do, and we're just trying to keep it going. So thank you all for joining us, and I bow my tiara to you and to Mandy too, and we will be back with you Saturday night is our book and film club. It will be airing at 6:30 because we've already pre-taped it because of the holidays. So happy 4th of July. Shoot a sparkler or fireworks off for me. And, and keep those pets safe from those loud booming noises. So y'all, happy 4th of July, happy reading, and God bless you, Mandy Haynes, for coming into my life. I love you.
I love you too, Kathy.
You're priceless. So bye, everybody. It's all about the story.